the NASA reveals something massive is hidden in the Kuiper Belt. This is the Kuiper Belt, a realm so remote and enigmatic that it has eluded our grasp for centuries. But now, prepare to have your mind blown, for NASA has just lifted the veil on this cosmic frontier, revealing a trove of wonders that defy explanation. Picture this: a brand new planetary system, independent and utterly captivating, nestled within the icy depths of the Kuiper Belt. It's a discovery that challenges everything we thought we knew about our cosmic neighborhood, a testament to the boundless mysteries that await us beyond the stars. For decades, the Kuiper Belt has remained a tantalizing enigma, beckoning to explorers and scientists alike with its secrets hidden in the shadows. Located a staggering 30 to 55 astronomical units away from the Sun, this distant realm has long been beyond the reach of our telescopes, cloaked in darkness and veiled from our prying eyes. Yet, even in its invisibility, the Kuiper Belt has whispered its presence to us, leaving tantalizing clues in the tapestry of our solar system. It was the pioneering spirit of astronomer Gerard Kuiper that first hinted at the existence of this cosmic treasure trove. In the 1950s, Kuiper's keen insight led him to theorize the presence of a vast structure beyond Neptune, akin to the asteroid belt that dances between Mars and Jupiter. His revelation sparked a journey of discovery that has captivated the imagination of generations, laying the groundwork for the epic quest to unravel the mysteries of the Kuiper Belt. And now, as we stand on the brink of a new era of exploration, the veil is being lifted, revealing a world of wonders beyond our wildest dreams. Countless small planets, extreme trans-Neptunian objects, and enigmatic asteroids beckon us to delve deeper into the unknown, to chart a course through the cosmic wilderness and unlock the secrets of this hidden realm. As technology progressed, we found out more and more about this enigmatic region. The Kuiper Belt was formed over 4.6 billion years ago from the protoplanetary nebula that surrounded the young solar system. The objects in the Kuiper Belt are remnants of this early phase. Dwarf planets, comets, rocks of all sizes, and dust can tell us the story of the beginnings of the solar system. Today, almost all the objects that orbit here have one thing in common: they could not accumulate enough mass to become large, round objects. Even the smaller planets of the Kuiper Belt have not been able to accumulate enough mass to become fully fledged planets. The Kuiper Belt extends over a width of about 25 AU to 50 AU, which corresponds to 3.7 to 7.4 billion kilometers. The inaccuracy in the data is simply due to the fact that the region has been little explored to date and contains some very elliptical and obliquely orbiting objects in the so-called scattered disk. It is estimated that there are over 100,000 objects in the Kuiper Belt, with a diameter of more than 100 kilometers. Researchers estimate that the total number of all objects, including smaller pieces of ice and rock, is in the billions. We are currently unable to determine the exact number, as these small objects cannot be seen even with our best telescopes. The Kuiper Belt is therefore a region that offers plenty of material for new discoveries and previously unknown phenomena within the solar system. Pluto is the gateway to the Kuiper Belt. Hardly anyone knew that Pluto is not the only planet behind Neptune. Its discovery in 1930 was considered a sensation, and for a long time, the search for planets was over. Nobody knew that Pluto was not alone. Can you imagine that we didn't have a single clear image of Pluto until the New Horizons probe visited the dwarf planet in 2015? It's a largely unknown fact as school textbooks, and the internet used artistic representations of Pluto for a long time. And hardly anyone knew that these images weren't real at all. It wasn't until 2015 that we got the first sharp image of Pluto, after Hubble gave us a rather blurry picture. Before that, Pluto was more of a mathematical quantity and a cosmic phantom, at least when it came to its face and features like its surface texture. Now, not only do we know that Pluto has a heart, but we know of mountains of frozen nitrogen and honeycombed landscapes that suggest active geological events. Pluto's surface turned out to be surprisingly colorful and varied. This small planet also has the largest moon in the solar system in terms of size. Charon was discovered in 1978 and is so large and massive that Pluto and Charon may in fact be a double dwarf planetary system. Pluto's other 4 moons, Nix, Hydra, Kerberos, and Styx, are much smaller and rather misshapen objects. Since 2006, Pluto is officially no longer a real planet, but only a trans-Neptunian object and a dwarf planet. This reclassification was due to the discovery of a category of planets that form a completely separate system in the Kuiper Belt. Where do the dwarf planets come from? No one had expected this. The fact that there are other small planets cavorting at the edge of the solar system was another scientific sensation. Ever since we learned about objects such as Eris, Makemake, and Haumea, we have been increasingly fascinated by them. It is possible that the dwarf planets, which now include Pluto, form a world of their own that we are only slowly beginning to understand. The largest of them, Eris, is only slightly smaller than Pluto, with a diameter of about 2,326 kilometers. You can imagine it to be almost as wide as the United States from east to west. Although this small planet is slightly smaller than Pluto, it is more massive. This mystery intrigued scientists, and many researchers want to find out more about Eris and its surface composition. Soon, Haumea is the next surprise within the Kuiper Belt, because this mini-planet rotates so fast that it's pulled into an elongated shape. Haumea's diameter of 1,632 kilometers is about as wide as the Grand Canyon is long. Makemake is a little smaller at around 1,430 kilometers, and this tiny planet could be an exciting icy object similar to the icy moons of Saturn and Jupiter. Each of these dwarf planets tells its own story about the diversity and complexity of our solar system, and researchers suspect that there could be many more dwarf planets in the Kuiper Belt that we have not yet discovered. Extreme trans-Neptunian objects, ETNOS, prove the existence of Planet 9. Who would have thought it could be even more mysterious with the appearance of extreme trans-Neptunian objects, or ETNOS for short? Astronomers have once again opened an exciting chapter in the exploration of the outer regions of the solar system. This completely new class of objects is characterized by their unusual and wide orbits. Among the best-known representatives of the group are Sedna and 2012 VP 113, also known by its nickname Biden. These objects are located far beyond the orbit of Neptune and stretch the boundaries of our solar system in an unusual way. Sedna is a particularly enigmatic object whose orbit takes it up to 936 AU from the Sun. This extends far beyond the known boundaries of the Kuiper Belt, and the orbit is so extreme that it takes Sedna over 11,000 years to orbit the Sun once. The discovery of Sedna in 2003 was groundbreaking because it showed that the solar system is far larger than we had imagined and may consist of an as-yet undiscovered population of distant objects. 2012 VP 113, nicknamed Biden, is another ETNO orbiting up to 80 AU from the Sun. Like Sedna, Biden has a very elongated and unusual orbit, suggesting that it may have been influenced by the gravitational forces of an unknown distant mass object. This fact is particularly exciting because it could be a clue to the enigmatic 9th planet. The orbits of ETNOS such as Sedna and 2012 VP 113 have prompted scientists to look more seriously at the possibility of a previously unknown new planet. Up until this point, ideas surrounding Planet X, or the object known as Planet 10, before Pluto's demotion, were considered pure legend. This hypothetical Planet 9 could be massive enough to gravitationally influence the orbits of ETNOS and could explain why these objects are so far from the Sun and traveling in such unusual orbits. Research into ETNOS could completely change our view of the solar system once again. Proponents of the Planet 9 theory assume that the planet is on an orbit that takes it far beyond the previously assumed boundaries of the solar system, and, like Sedna, only allows it to enter the inner regions of the solar system every 11,000 years. This would explain why we have not yet seen this planet, which would probably be somewhat smaller than Neptune. Arath, the gentle flying potato. Bet you didn't know what the strangest object in the entire solar system is. It's Arath, formerly known as 2014 MU69. We've only known about this fascinating object in the Kuiper Belt since NASA's New Horizons space probe passed by in 2019. This special orbiting body, which is around 6.6 billion kilometers away from Earth, has puzzled scientists. Some jokingly call Arath a flying potato. Others see a dumbbell or simply an astronomical oddity. Arath was previously spotted by the Hubble Space Telescope in June 2014 when astronomers were looking for the next target for the New Horizons mission. The name Arath comes from the Algonquin Indian language and means sky. This name was intended to finally honor the culture of the indigenous peoples in astronomy and allude to the position of the object high in the sky of our solar system. Arath is both a classic Kuiper Belt object and unique. The contact double-lobed shape, which consists of two originally separate bodies, indicates that two objects have gently merged here. It is precisely this fact that makes objects like Arath so interesting for scientists. Its unique shape provides important clues about the collision history and accretion processes in the early solar system. The two lobes of Arath are each around 22 kilometers and 50 kilometers in size. The connection between the two indicates that the two parts came together very slowly. The high-resolution images from New Horizons also revealed a strikingly smooth and red surface covered with methane ice, as well as a whole series of surface structures, such as hills, ridges, and craters. The red color of Arath is probably caused by the effect of cosmic rays on organic compounds on its surface. These cosmochemical processes are interesting because organic compounds are always possible messengers of life. Scientists would love to send a probe to this exciting object, but when this will happen is still written in the stars. The greatest challenge of such missions lies in the enormous distances involved. In order to send out a probe, we would have to wait for a particularly favorable constellation that would bring all the interesting objects in the Kuiper Belt as close to us as possible. Even then, it would still take a good decade for a probe to reach the object in the Kuiper Belt. At the moment, NASA's efforts are focused on missions to the icy moons of Jupiter and Saturn, where liquid water and possibly life are suspected under the thick layers of ice. Beyond the orbit of Neptune is one of the most mysterious regions of the solar system, the Kuiper Belt. According to current estimates, this flat ring-shaped area is home to more than 70,000 objects, with a diameter of more than 60 miles and countless other structures. The problem is that so far, experts have only been able to classify a small fraction of these thousands and thousands of objects. Subscribe for more content like this.